Beautiful hibiscus flower is blooming on my paper after finishing this tutorial. Outline drawing is done. Line drawing is available for download. We can remove the excess amount of graphite off the paper. In this tutorial, I am using masking fluid for covering stamen and painting it at the very end of this tutorial. While masking fluid is getting dry, we can mix our colors. Sennelier Red with a touch of Alizarin Crimson. Second mix, Sennelier Red with Perylene Maroon. Third mix, Perylene Maroon with Perylene Violet. For the fourth mix, Winsor Orange with a little touch of Sennelier Red. Plain Winsor Orange pigment. And the last one, I'm adding blue violet, which eventually I didn't use at all. We can start painting, uncovering, drawing, checking that masking fluid is completely dry, and applying water with big round synthetic brush, one petal at a time. As you can see that water isn't flowing off the paper. It's quite enough to flow watercolors freely, but it's not like a puddle of water that it can easily roll over the paper. So it's thin layer of water. And now I'm applying Sennelier Red to the first petal, starting from the middle part, adding to my palette a little touch of permanent rose for a pinkish tone. And while the surface is wet, with my synthetic brush I'm spreading color, spreading pigment carefully with the edges. Leaving the darkest part in the middle. As you can see in the reference, the most darkest and deeper tone part is middle part, where the hibiscus flower middle part goes right deep within. So we need to create that illusion of deepness, but that will be achieved later when we will add more and more layers of colors to that part. But for now we're just applying watery layer to all flower head to establish color, to establish tonal values, and carefully spreading watercolors. But in the first layer, as usual, better work thin. I'm taking a little darker pigment, adding to the middle part because there will be a lot of layers, so we can go more darker there while the surface is wet with the stippling method, slowly adding a little bit more pigment. Cleaning my brush and wiping out some areas of pigment where I see that there are lighter parts, also moving and spreading some for the darker parts. While the surface is wet, you can manipulate with your brush color wherever you need, move or remove or wipe out. The same will go with all the rest petals, the same method. Apply water, then slowly thin layer of watercolors till the whole flower head is done. In this part you can work more and more, creating a more realistic look of this middle part, adding some shadows to the stems with a very tiny brush. This is the place where you can push yourself and create more and more realistic look, or you can stop and says it's finished. You can add some details to petals, add some more deeper layers. It's all up to you how far you want to push yourself with this hibiscus realistic painting. I'm finishing here this tutorial, and I'm really happy that I made this painting. Hope you enjoyed it, painting it, and learned something new. Thanks, see you in my next videos. Bye bye.